Hi class, my name is Aaron Robinson. I apologize for the delay in posting. This is for Old Testament 520, topic 9, and we're going to discuss the connection between the law and wisdom and poetry. Um, when contemplating doing this assignment, I struggled for a little while with where I wanted to go, if I wanted to be in depth, if I wanted to do an overview. And so I started with just the Webster's man-defined definitions of the three things that we need to discuss this week. So Webster's definition for law is a rule of conduct or action prescribed or formally recognized as binding by a controlling authority. We all know who the authority is when it comes to the law in this aspect. Um, Poetry is a writing that formulates a concentrated imaginative awareness of experience in a specific language chosen. And then finally, wisdom is the ability to discern inner qualities and relationships. With the law, we find specific instructions and commandments that we are able to follow as guidelines to life. Throughout the Old Testament, we find references to the law and what God expects from his people. The law was created and given for man who was made in his image and likeness to obey and follow. The connection I see between the law and wisdom and poetry books are how people responded to the law. Some, like David, in the form of poetry, where he used this particular literary form to express his awareness of the law. If we go back to that definition, it says that poetry is a writing that formulated a concentrated imaginative awareness of an experience. So David uses the form of poetry to express his awareness of the law, whether he was proclaiming God's sovereignty in Psalm 23, or begging for his forgiveness of sins from his escapade with Bathsheba in Psalm 51. Poetry was the literary form used in the expression of his awareness of the law. In Job, in Job and Proverbs, we see the wisdom books and the warnings that are given to adhere to the law. Job was a righteous man, and because he was righteous, God gave Satan the ability to test him, and it was here where Job gives us some wisdom that we see during our own tests, trials, and tribulations, and we see his obedience to the law. That basically, at the end, we will be tested, but as long as we adhere to the law, we will always come out victorious. So I definitely can see that there is a definite connection between the law and the wisdom and poetry. But what ultimately the underlining, overriding thing that I see is that they are all just different literary forms that are used to proclaim one message, the same message, and that is basically how we are to live a godly life.